Hello and welcome to this TriggerCharts tutorial on the Aileron360. This particular discussion is going to focus in on the area of the scanner for TriggerCharts Aileron360 that comes inside the workspace that is part of the entire package of the Aileron360. Now when you first get the workspace and you take a look at it, there may be some areas populated already inside of the scanner. And I'm going to enlarge this a little bit so we can see this a little bit better. But there may not be. Now, you're not going to see these because the actual scans are stored directly on your local device, your local computer, and as such, we can't provide those for you. So we're going to show you exactly how to create these and how to actually make sure that you have all the components that you need. Let me show you what it looks like when you're done. This is going to be basically what you're going to see. There's 5 different areas that you can actually scan on. There's the extreme readings, which in the chart are these areas that show with a crossbar above and below on the chart. You'll also have the reversal downs like you see on the Aileron radar screen, and you'll see the cross ups and cross downs. So you have reversals, crosses, and extremes. Now let me show you what these look like if you were to open these up. Basically, what we have is a indicator, which is the TC/TS SN Aileron360 scanner. I'll show you how to get that in a second. And we have a field that we use, an operator, and a value. You can open these up, and it shows you, just like the inputs on the chart or on the radar screen, what the actual inputs are. So you have the setup, MA. These are all standard. You can change it from daily to, let's call it 60-minute or anything else. All the rest is populated for you. But basically what you want to do is just set these up, and then you can change them as we go. So what you want to do is you want to first do something like this. You want to do an insert and call it Aileron. We'll call it cross up as an example. And then you go next. Oh, we have that named already. We'll go next. And you can pull down and look for a list of securities. Look to the TradeStation symbol lists, index components, Dow Jones indices, and let's say we go to the Dow Jones Composite. Click next. You select the criteria. Now the easiest way to do this is to go simply to the TradingApp Store and click on the TriggerCharts Aileron and click OK. Now once you do that, what you'll have is basically, again, this. You'll have the scanner, TriggerCharts. Now if for whatever reason it says something other than scanner, you'll just delete it with the X, but you should have just looking like this. Then you want to drop down to the trigger cross, the operator is equals, and trigger cross up, just like that in quotes, trigger cross up, and that will actually store that value for you. Now you'll do the same thing for trigger cross down. See that? Now another way to do this is once you create your first scanner criteria, you can right click and you could say copy scan, which is all the way at the bottom. You'll have to trust me where it says copy scan. Go all the way down to copy scan. You may not be able to see that on your screen. And you can right click and say paste scan. Now you just double click that and all the information will be there, and change the information. So trigger cross up or trigger cross down. Or you want to change it to extremes greater than 1 to 5, whatever particular number you want, or equal to. You can do greater than, equal to, let's say 1. And then if you want to rename it, you'll have to do a rename the scan and then call it whatever you want. Again, this is what we have as call. And then we can delete this also if we don't want to use it, just kind of throw it away. Just to get rid of it, you can just click the delete key and delete that scan. Now once you have these set in here, we'll show you what this looks like. You just simply, again, this is now we're running on a Aileron cross up. When the crossing of the trigger line through the setup line, like you have on a chart. For example, in this chart, a cross down would be right here, where you see that the trigger line, which is the dotted blue line, crosses below the setup line. Now, if that happened on the last bar, the whole point of the scanner is to use the last bar, the last place that it happened, and gives you a great way to scan the environment for different types of setups. And what you do is you simply click run. And it quickly, depending on the speed of your particular computer, will run through this. and then tell us the various symbols. Now this is automatically linked. We'll bring this back to the regular size. So when I click this, you'll see that the trigger is crossing up. BA. Trigger crossing up. Caterpillar. Actually, let's go to change this to a daily because that's what we want to see. And we can hone in on this. Now, when you run daily, this is the last bar and is 1 day behind technically. So it crossed up the day before on the daily. If you change this to a 5-minute, you'll get much better. But this will just link up to the actual chart on the left-hand side. Now, if we were to change this, say, oh, let's take a look at this. Instead of this, let's look at the criteria and let's change this to a 60-minute. So now we're at a 60-minute. We're going to run this. And it may take a little bit longer, not too long, to get the final results on this. The more stocks you have in the name, EXC. Now we have to actually change this to a 60-minute period just to get in rhythm there. And we did see that it did cross up 1 bar before. Now again, these scanners are just ideas of where the changes are happening, where the cross-ups are happening. Great ideas for you to utilize. You'd have to actually say EXC here, and then change your time period to 60, that's over here, 60 minutes. And then you see that this will match up exactly with the numbers here. Now you're not seeing that the cross-up will happen on the top because it already happened 1 bar ago. The scanner works on the last closing value, whereas the radar screen on top works on the last tick. So this works on the last values of the close of the bar, whereas this is constantly moving and ticking. That's the only way the scanner works, and it's there for just an idea generation, etc. Now, once you have this and you set this all up, you just can save your workspace, File, Save Workspace, and that's it. You have the scanner all set up, and you can move this around any way you want. Now, if you close this or open it up, it will actually be the same scans always saved, or if you use the scanner on a different workspace, it'll also be saved there as well. But the scanner, again, is a great tool for researching different moves that happen, some of the trends that are going on, and while it is only on closed bar, so it won't happen intra-bar, it's the closed bar, and it may be 1 behind. It still gives you a really good, powerful way to scan through an abundance of names for different things that are occurring. On the tutorial, the PDF that you get, you'll also see the exact commentary of how to set these up. I'll show you very quickly again how the setup is. In extremes, you want it to say the indicator, extremes greater than or equal to some number. You can go up to 5. In the reversal down, you say the reversal equals reversal down. In the reversal up, you want to say reversal equals reversal up or reversal down for reversal up. For cross down, trigger cross, trigger X down with a space in between. And these all have to be in quotes. And trigger cross up, you have the indicator, trigger cross equals trigger cross up. And again, if you want to change any of the components inside of here, you can do so, daily, weekly, monthly. Make sure that load additional bars are in fact set up and everything else is the same. You can change the setup MA, which is the moving average, and the trigger bar moving average, and the trigger, whether it's going to be an exponential moving average or a simple moving average inside of there. And then just run them and you'll get your answers of what is going on, and you can track it that way. If you have any other questions, of course, go to TriggerCharts.com for more tutorials, as well as information on each of the indicators and on Aileron360 for full tutorials there as well. Thanks again.